Tupac and Kidada Jones.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, why the look, Desiree? why the look?
I'm not a fan of her.
I get it. Okay, so we spoke off the record.
It's not jealousy though. Look, it's not jealousy. I don't, I don't rate her too much as a human being. But all right, what's your question?
So we spoke off the record, and I told you that my theory was that Pac was ultimately with Kidada to further his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with Quincy Jones, who's like an icon in the music industry, being her father.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever talk to you about their relationship?
No. Nope.
Why do you think he talked to you about every other woman?
Oh no, because when I went to visit him in LA, I think it was like November, the following November. Was it November or December? Whenever I went to visit him after he got out, and at the time they weren't together, and we got into something at that time, and we didn't speak, and he got with her, and
Oh, so basically every time he got mad at you, he just that's how he would get back at you, like just get another girl.
well, I don't know about that, but I know that she definitely had the right last name and a position of power in Hollywood, which is bigger than the power in New York. And, I don't know what his feelings were towards her. I do know that they were engaged. Whether or not they would have got married, that's up in the air. Probably could have happened. Whether they would have stayed married, just off of me knowing him the way I do, I don't think that was going to work. But yeah, I think, when you playing chess, you want to have the right pieces, and she's, a heavy hitter in the industry due to her connections with her father.
For sure. Now, you spilled some tea to me off the record
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't even know. Because up until I talked to you, I always thought that it was them two being engaged was all speculative
Mm-mm.
until you confirmed, and you told me something that was interesting that I do not think the general public knows.
Yeah, what's that?
So I want you to tell the public what you told me.
Oh, that I saw her
About
ring.
how you knew that they were about
His mother told. Well, so when he was in the hospital, I was in Vegas, and I was out there, and one time I went to meet up with his mother before we were heading to the hospital, and she kind of pulled me to the side, and she was talking, and she told me that they were engaged, that they were together and they were engaged, and I, okay, cool, I'm here because I just want him to know, like, I'm here. I want to make sure you're good. I want you to know we cool. Whatever, no matter what, we're good. And the little while,
basically this bitch is not coming in between us.
Yeah, she wasn't. So, but so yeah, she told me that, and then I bump into Kidada, his assistant, and someone else in the like coming out of his mom's room, and I saw her ring. She had a beautiful big ring, looked about good 4 carats. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is real. Look. So yes, they were engaged, and they were together.
Now, did you actually ever meet Kidada before Tupac got shot
No.
in Vegas and stuff like that?
Mm-mm. I met her the night that I got to the hospital. Never. I didn't know her. And the only time I had been to LA was when I was with him. So, I wasn't like, I never was out there like partying and, being in circles like I was in New York. So I didn't know pretty much anybody from out there, really.
You ran into her years
I
later
sure
after his
did.
death.
I sure did.
Tell me about that. Why? Because I want to know. I want to get to the bottom of why you don't really f with her. Because even like his other chicks, it's no like I can tell when you talk about him. There's no beef with Keisha Morris. There's no beef with like any of the other
Absolutely
girls. But
not.
for whatever reason,
Because I
Kidada
like
Jones
women that
is like
act
a
like
thorn in your
women.
side.
Because when I showed up to the hospital when he was shot, um, I came and I asked, for a family member, somebody to come out, that I was a personal friend of his. And instead of them going and getting a family, well, they got his cousin, and his cousin and Kidada came out. So his female cousin Mo. And her energy was crazy to me. This man is in the hospital. They're taking out his lung. Like he's had all these gunshots and wounds to his body. And you're fucking pissed because a female shows up at the hospital. You're rolling your eyes with a fucking entitled attitude. Like everything about her was just like everything I'm not and everything I dislike. And I just didn't like it. I felt like you should be more concerned about your man laying in the hospital bed than me because I paid my dues. I spent my time. I proved my loyalty to him. And I care about him, whether I'm with him or not. So if I want to come and check on somebody that I love, I didn't come there to be with your man. I wanted to make sure he was okay because I knew this was serious. Okay. So that turned me off. And, just, but I don't know, because I can put myself in her shoes, but I would have been more focused on
You was
the
just probably
man.
the easiest thing to focus on and be mad
Maybe.
at the time.
Whatever it was, but she was mad years later. She was still fucking pissed.
Really.
Hell yeah. Hell
So
yeah.
what happened when you seen her like after Tupac's death?
So, my oldest child's father, aunt, she does special events for a lot of high profile people, even to even Puff. So she was we had a fashion show with Roc-a-fella and Tommy Hilfiger, and they were doing a collaboration. So she was I think like a collaborator with them on the brand for that thing. So we're over there, at Tommy Hilfiger's office, getting the plays for what we're going to do for the fashion show and the party afterwards. And she comes in and she sees me and the stink face again. And I'm like, oh, so, you know, she did some.
Like, girl, let it
No, she didn't
go.
let it.
Tupac is
She didn't let it
gone.
go because she went to Tommy and Andy and basically told them to tell my ex sister-in-law like that there's a problem and she don't want me there. And so then I ended up having to work from the office instead of being in the thing. But I was gonna go to the show, but then I had a fallout with my son's father at the time. So it was just like, you that bothered, man? You really pissed? I don't know why. I mean, I do know why.
Why?
Because whatever insecure, I don't know. To be honest, I could only assume that she felt like I was just some little fan or groupie or something. And then when I was there the whole time for the whole 7 days, and I say maybe she felt like maybe when she saw me I was like some fucking fan or some fucking groupie. The next thing I'm there at the hotel staying with them, and you know I go back to LA with his mom. Like, so I'm sure she was hearing some of these things and, it probably irritated her, but,
She probably saw like that you wasn't just any bitch and like you was really tapped in with the family.
I
And
think,
that's probably what intimidated
I
her.
think that could be. That truly could be. So.